Welcome back to the Integrated Leader Podcast. I am your host, Lauren Marie, and this week we're exploring how to create workplaces that work for real humans, not just ideal employees. Today's episode is about burnout, boundaries, and the illusion of hustle. Let's name something uncomfortable. Burnout isn't a personal failing, it's a system failure. But we've spent years convincing ourselves that the cure to overwhelm is to get better at managing it. Take a deep breath, download a calendar app, wake up earlier, hustle harder, and it's a trap. Let's talk about what hustle culture really is. At its core, hustle culture says your worth is defined by your output, your exhaustion is a badge of honor, and your speed matters more than your sustainability. And let's be clear, this mindset is not exclusive to startups or sales teams. It's baked into the bones of how many leaders were trained. Be available, be impressive, and be relentless. Here's the problem. Relentless doesn't scale. And leaders who don't rest don't just burn out, they make everyone around them nervous. Because when your pace becomes unsustainable, so does your team's trust in you. Burnout isn't just about being tired. It's about feeling trapped in expectations you didn't set, rules you can't change, or calendars you don't control. It's about believing that if you slow down, you'll lose credibility. And worse, if you rest, someone will outpace you and take your place. So let's say this clearly. Boundaries are not laziness, they're leadership. You cannot build a resilient culture on exhausted people. And you cannot model trust if your calendar says you don't trust yourself. Here are 3 illusions that feed burnout. 1, I don't have time to slow down. Let's reality check that. You don't have time not to. Speed without direction is wasting energy. The leaders who pause to think, reflect, and ask better questions often make faster progress long-term than those who just push. 2, if I don't do it, no one will. Also known as the martyr myth. This is often a control issue disguised as dedication. It's true, some things will fall apart if you let go. But the better question is, should they be falling apart? If something can't survive without you overfunctioning, it's not well built. Let me say that again. If something can't survive without your overfunctioning, it's not well built. 3, people won't respect me if I set boundaries. Respect doesn't come from availability. It comes from clarity, consistency, and results. When you model boundaries, like ending meetings on time, turning off notifications at the end of the day, or declining non-strategic requests, you give your team permission to do the same. Integrated leadership reframes boundaries entirely. Let's talk about it. Integrated leaders don't protect their energy at the expense of results. They protect it to produce better results. Boundaries aren't barriers to productivity, they're the framework for sustainable performance. Integration means you align your pace with your purpose. It means you choose discipline over adrenaline, and you lead not just from capacity, but from clarity. If you're constantly managing chaos, your team learns that chaos is the norm. If you're calm, clear, and composed, even during crunch times, your team learns that performance doesn't have to come at the cost of stability. So ask yourself these questions. Where are you operating from urgency instead of intention? Where have you overstepped your own boundaries in the name of hustle? And what's one place you could trade adrenaline for rhythm this week? And maybe most importantly, what would change if you saw rest not as recovery, but as a form of readiness? That's it for today's episode of The Integrated Leader. If something landed with you today, take 10 minutes to reflect. Tomorrow's episode is how to speak your truth without burning it all down. We'll talk about how to be direct without being destructive. I'll see you then.